You don't just lose pleasure. You don't just lose connection. When masturbation miswires your brain, you lose control. That's why when you get bored, it's the first thing that comes to mind. So many men have told me, I want to stop. I don't want to do this anymore, but I just can't. This is episode 4 in my Masturbation Trap Series. Today, we're going to break down how your brain loses control when that control center is knocked offline. I'm talking about the prefrontal cortex. When it's no longer performing properly, you succumb to full-blown compulsion. Compulsion can take over your life. Take Michael. 35 years old, a professional. He was at the top of his game, but he told me that he worried about losing his job. Why? Because he couldn't stop sneaking off to the bathroom to masturbate. He said this, I promised myself going into the office that I would not do it today. But then a couple hours later, he found himself giving in off to the office bathroom, even though he didn't want to. He said it felt like his brain was pulling him, that his brain was in the driver's seat and he was a passenger. Michael wasn't weak. Michael wasn't broken. Michael had his brain hijacked. That prefrontal cortex that is responsible for decision-making, impulse control, judgment, it wasn't working. So off to the bathroom he would go again. His brain had been miswired by masturbation. That's not just a habit. That's a brain that's been hijacked. That's control system shutdown. Have you ever told yourself that you would stop, but then you couldn't? Drop a yes in the comments. You know what this battle feels like. Here's the neuroscience. The prefrontal cortex, it's like the steering wheel of your life. It regulates your choices, your decisions. It helps you choose your long-term goals and then go after them. Porn and masturbation overload the arousal circuits. So over time, your prefrontal cortex doesn't work anymore. It's offline. It's like a muscle that atrophies if you don't use it. On brain scans, I see reduced activity in the prefrontal cortex. It's the exact same pattern that we see in gambling or cocaine addicts. The result? The craving circuits take over, while the control circuits, they take a back seat. You want to stop, but your brain keeps pulling you back into the loop. I see it in brain scans in my online clinic all the time. I've had clients tell me that they've deleted triggering apps 5 times a day just to reinstall them when the craving hits. That's not weakness. It's not lack of willpower. It is a hijacked brain, a brain that's been miswired by masturbation. Here's the truth. Shame keeps this hidden in the dark. You know how it goes. In the dark, it only grows stronger. It reminds me of the symbiotes from the Marvel universe. Riot, that villainous symbiote, he discards his victims with little care. In secret, he takes over their life. This is how shame works. It hijacks those decision-making circuits in your brain and gives in to those arousal circuits that are going awry. Then you get rumination and self-attack. Now, on the other hand, guilt, which is an energy that's a little healthier for you, it activates the empathy circuits. It activates the problem-solving circuits. Now, this is more like Venom. I like him. I've always had a soft spot for him. Villain, although he's a symbiote, he learns to partner with Eddie Brock. Eddie Brock is his human host. Just like guilt, it can motivate you in the right direction. So if you've seen Venom, not only do you know that in the end, that symbiote or the guilt makes it so that Eddie can get his life on track, but Venom even becomes friends with Mrs. Chen. You can use that energy of guilt to get you going in the right direction. Shame paralyzes you, guilt mobilizes you. When you bring it out of the dark, and shed light on it, you give your brain the chance to change and grow. Remember this, not everything that you face can be changed, but everything that needs to change must be faced first. And here's the kicker, it doesn't just stop at control. The longer the prefrontal cortex stays offline, you will find all aspects of your life in that downward spiral. More anxiety, more depression, more isolation. I've seen men lose jobs and relationships that they truly loved, and it's because the shame and the lack of control became even stronger than the love they have for those things. Compulsion is difficult. Shame worsens it. Shame will lock you in secrecy. That's why in the next episode, I will show you the hidden costs. If you stay in the masturbation trap, not only do you lack pleasure, connection, and even control, there are so many other things that could be at risk. Your job, your relationships, your mental and physical health. So make sure you stay tuned. You do not want to miss it. Masturbation doesn't just steal pleasure and intimacy. It actually takes the control out of your hands. It makes you a passenger in the ride of your life. If this resonated with you, hit like. It helps other men hear this message. Subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. And put in the comments, have you ever felt like your brain was driving you instead of you driving it? Let me know. Your story could help another man know he's not alone in this journey. Check out the playlist coming on the screen now. Perhaps you've missed some of the videos that have been presented before. I don't want you to miss out. And remember, control your brain or it will control you. I'll see you next time.